In this video, we are going to learn process costing question which has normal loss in it, which has abnormal loss in it, and which does not have any realization value of the losses. You may ask me, sir, how can the scrap value of normal loss and abnormal loss be zero? So understand there are two types of normal loss, abnormal loss. Those losses which can be sold as a scrap and those which cannot be sold as a scrap. For example, suppose I am making a pen, I'm making this pen got wasted, damaged because of whatsoever reason. I can sell this pen as a scrap of plastic. I will get some money. But suppose I am talking about fuel, I'm talking about petrol. During transit, because of heat, there will be petrol which will evaporate. And whatever evaporates will go into the air. I cannot sell that evaporated petrol. So there are losses which cannot have a scrap value because after the loss happens, the product itself disappears. Since it disappears, it cannot have a scrap value. All right. So both are possible. In case questions have not mentioned anything about the scrap value, assume we will always take scrap value as zero. All right. We will not ignore the scrap value. We will take it as zero in our calculation. So with that, let's begin with our first question. A product passes through three processes. All right. A product passes through three processes. And what are the names of this process? So there is a process 1, there is a process 2, and there is process 3. All right. Now it is visible. So now what are the first process? Process 1, process 2, and process 3. In process 1, I have put in material, labor, and overheads. Likewise, in process 2 and process 3 also I have put in material, labor, and overheads. And it is mentioned on the top that the output of each process is treated as a raw material of the next process. Means the output of process 1 will be treated as raw material of process 2, and output of process 2 will be treated as raw material for process 3. Now, material issued is how much? In process 1, 40,000. How much labor? 6,000. And how much manufacturing overhead is 10,000. So total in process 1 I have spent 56,000 rupees. Similarly, in process 2 I have spent 20,000, 4,000, and 10,000. Total again I have spent 34,000 rupees. In process 3 I have spent 10,000, 1,000, and 15,000. Means total I have spent 26,000 rupees in process 3 as well. 10,000 units have been issued to the first process, and after processing, the output of each process is as under. Remember, I have issued how many inputs? 10,000 units. And how much is the output of first process? So 9,750 units. 10,000 has got inside, 9,750 has only come out, means 250 units have been lost during the first process. All right. Similarly, second process, 9,400 units have come out. But how much was the input of the second process? Remember, output of first process will become input of second process. Output of second process will become input of third process. All right. So for the first process, my input is 10,000, output is 9,750. For second process, input is going to be 9,750. Very good. And output is 9,400. For process 3, my input will be 9,400. My output is 8,000 units, which will get transferred to finished stock. No stock of material or work in progress was left at the end. Calculate the cost of the finished articles. So we have to calculate only the cost of finished articles. No WIP is there in the question. No closing stock of WIP is there in the question. So without any further delay, let's get started. Fine. So I will just reduce the size here so that we are able to look at the question properly. All right, fine. So let's get started. Since we have written the word account, it should have a debit and it should have a credit side. All right, because we have written what? Process 1, account. So first one, particulars. Second, units, and then amount column. All right. So again, particulars, So first thing I will write is to opening stock. Remember, whether I have opening stock or whether I don't have opening stock, when we are practicing, we should practice 100%. All right. So 0. And how many amount? 0, because we don't have any opening stock. So to material. Why are we writing to and by? Because we have written word account here. So it will be like a normal trading account. How we write to and by, exactly the same way. So to material. How much is the cost of material? It is 40,000. And how many units? It is required for making 10,000 units of finished goods. To labor. All right. To labor. Labor is how much we have spent? 6,000. We don't write number of units again in labor, because this material, this labor, and this overheads are going to make together 10,000 units. They are together going to work on 10,000 units. So to manufacturing overheads. How much manufacturing overheads? We have spent 10,000 rupees on manufacturing overheads. All right. On buy side, remember buy NAP C. Fine. So first is by normal loss. All right. By abnormal loss. Remember, first format is very important. Abnormal loss. Then by, what is the third thing? By process to account. Right. And last one, by closing stock. Right. In this question, opening stock and closing stock is not there, but we will always write so that when it is there, we do not forget it that time. Right. So how much is my normal loss? I don't know. How much is abnormal loss? I don't know. We will calculate that. Now we'll do working note, wherein we'll compute our total loss. So working note number 1, leave some space, and then we'll start with working note number 1. What are we calculating here? We are calculating our computation of total losses in process 1. Right? Now, total loss is equals to total inputs minus total outputs. Right? Now we are calculating this for which one? Process 1. So total loss of process 1 is equals to total inputs of process 1 minus total output also of process 1. Very good. So how much is the total inputs of process 1? 10,000 minus what is the total output of process 1? So if you look here, my total output of process 1 is how? So 9,750. Comfortable? So 9,750. How much is my total loss? 250 units. Now this 250 units I can divide into normal loss and abnormal loss. All right. So how much is my normal loss? So formula for normal loss is total inputs. Question is, we are calculating normal loss for which process? Process 1 only. So total inputs of which process? Process 1 multiplied by normal loss percentage of which process? Of process 1. And this will always be balancing figure in case the question has not mentioned anything about abnormal loss. So how much is the total inputs for process 1? 10,000 I had put. And how much is the normal loss percentage? 2%. So my total normal loss becomes 200 units. And abnormal loss becomes balancing figure. Total is 250. This is already 200. So this becomes 50 units, my abnormal loss. Are we comfortable? Very good. Now, what is the next calculation we'll do? Next working note. So working note number 2. Computation. Heading is very important. We should not miss out on heading. Most people I see, they miss out on the heading. Remember, if I have not written a heading, examiner will not know what have we calculated below. He will not want to check. We have to write on the top what have we calculated below. So computation of effective cost per unit. So formula is effective cost per unit is equals to total cost, total input cost of which process? Of process 1. Definitely, because these are all for process 1 we are calculating, minus scrap value of what? Scrap value of normal loss. Remember, it is normal loss. Whole divided by total inputs minus units of normal loss. Total inputs, if you are confused, then you can better write here total inputs in units of which process? Definitely, we are talking about process 1. Everything is of process 1. Don't get confused there, right? So, my total input cost, how much is the total input cost? So, my total input cost is the total cost that I have incurred in process 1. Remember, direct material, direct labor, manufacturing overhead, opening stock cost, all this together will be my total input cost. Remember, sometimes if it is abnormal loss, it comes on the credit side. But if it becomes abnormal gain, it comes on the debit side. Lot of times I have seen students adding the cost of abnormal gain. Remember, I am talking about total cost, not gain. How can gain be a cost? How can gain be included in the calculation? Remember, abnormal gain will never be included in my total cost calculation. So total input cost. How much total input cost? It is 40,000 plus 6,000 plus 10,000. So my total input cost becomes 56,000 minus scrap value of normal loss. Do we have scrap value? Yes. How much scrap we have? We have 200 units as scrap. How much is the value mentioned in the question? It is not mentioned. When it is not mentioned, I will take how much? 0. All right. How much I have taken? 0. Divided by total inputs. How much? 10,000 minus normal loss units, which is how much? 200 units. So we will calculate this in calculator. But before calculating this, we have to go back and fill one data. Normal loss how much? 200 units. And abnormal loss how much? 50 units. Scrap value is 0. And process 2 is 9,750 units. And closing stock is not there. We have got this much. Now we will go back to this. Remember, I missed to tell you, but I should do all the process only after matching my total units. Means after doing working note 1, I should first come back and total the units column. Then I should do working note 2. I missed that point. You don't miss it. So now we will go to the calculation. So first, always calculate the denominator. Remember, this is a very good calculator. You can buy this calculator. In case you don't have it, you can use your calculator provided it has a GT button. If it has a GT button, lot of shortcut formulas are there, which I will keep teaching you over a period of time. Utilize those shortcut formulas. It will surely help you save a lot of time in your exam. So denominator, it is 10,000 minus 200. How much it becomes? 9,800. All right, 9,000. I'm just writing it, but in calculator, it is already available. We should not write so many steps. It takes a lot of time. Without pressing any additional button, I will go to the numerator. 56,000 minus how much? 0 divided by GT. Divided by GT, when you press, you will get 9,800. Check out. You are getting 9,800. And press equals. How much you are getting? So you are getting 5.7143. All right. So 56,000 divided by this, we got 5.7143 per unit. All right. This is what we have got effective cost per unit. Remember, there is a calculator shortcut. We are not going to cancel the data, and in calculator we place into. All right. First number. What is the first number? Check out. My first number is 50. So 50 equals. I will just press 50 equals. We are getting 285.7. So we will get 286. All right. Next, without pressing any additional button, I will press 9,750. 9,750. What equals? So we got another value 55,000. How much? 55,000. 714 rupees. All right, comfortable? So we will add the credit side 286 plus 55,714. We are getting how much? 56,000 rupees we are getting. And on the debit side was how much? 56,000 only. Means my debit is matching with my credit. I have done first process one. I hope you have understood. We will continue like this for the next process, process 2, and we'll continue again for the next process, third process called process 3. Be with me. Let's go to the next process. All right. Now you should be comfortable. I will keep telling it. Keep doing with me. Solve this question while you are with me. If I am going little fast in costing, I need to train you to go a little faster. All right. What you can do in case you are little slow, it's okay. It's okay. I was also slow. Fine. You can pause the video, solve it, reach with me, and then start again. Let's start. So, process to account. Process to account. So, debit, credit. Why do we write debit and credit? You know the answer? Very good. We are writing because we have written the word account. So, again, format will remain same. Particulars, and here units, and here amount. And here again particulars, units, and then amount. Right? Now, so again, as a habit, we will always write to opening stock first, because if it is there, we should not miss out. Opening stock is not there in the question. This is 0. This is 0. So first thing, I will receive the raw material from process 1 first. So to process which account? To process 1 account. How many units they have transferred? 9,750 units. And what is the total cost of the unit that they have transferred? Do you remember how much was it? It was 55,714 rupees. So 55,714 rupees. 55,714 rupees. Comfortable? So I have put little more material in process 2 also. How much material cost I have incurred? So I have incurred here, check out here, I have incurred 20,000 rupees on material. So 20,000 more on material. I have incurred labor also in process 2. So how much labor cost I have incurred in process 2? So I have incurred 4,000 rupees labor cost in process 2. Similarly, I have incurred manufacturing overheads also in process 2 account. How much I have incurred that? That is another 10,000 rupees. Comfortable? Very good. So again, on the credit side, we will write NAPC. So by normal loss first, then by abnormal loss. First format, then it becomes easy. Pressure on us in the exam will reduce provided we know every step ahead of time. All right. So by abnormal loss. Next one, by process which account? Process 3 account, and by closing stock. All right. Like I said, you have to remember what? You have to remember NAPC. In this sequence only you write. You will never go wrong. You will be very excited. Now, first we will do analysis of our total loss. Right. So first working note 1. Leave some line and we'll do our working note 1. So working note 1. Computation of losses. Right. If you don't want to write computation, you can also use a better word called analysis of total losses. Analysis of total losses. Here first we'll calculate and then we'll analyze the total losses. Anything is okay. You can use your language. All right. So first is total loss. Total loss for which process? Total loss for process 2 is equals to total inputs. Inputs for which process? Total inputs for process 2 minus total output. Output for which process? Total output of process P2. All right, is equals to total inputs is how much? 9,750 minus total output is how much? 9,400. Remember, input of process 2 is nothing but output of process 1. Comfortable? Yes. So how much is my total loss coming? 9,750 minus 400. 9,400 is 350 units we are getting our total losses. Now we will divide this 350 units into two parts. First part is the normal loss, right? And second part will become abnormal loss. Whatever is not given, that will become a balancing figure. In this question, the question has mentioned normal loss. Normal loss in process 2 is how much? 5%. Question has mentioned, all right? So normal loss will be inputs. Inputs of which process? Inputs of which process? Inputs of process 2 multiplied by normal loss percentage of which process? Of process 2 only, P2. Alright. So how much was the input of process 2? You got it right. My input of process 2 we have already mentioned here. 9,750 multiplied by normal loss percentage is mentioned how much percentage? 5%. Here we have written here. Alright. We have mentioned 5%. So multiplied by 5%. So 9,750 multiplied by 5% when you do, so 9,750 multiplied by 5%, it comes 487.50. We will round it off and we'll take it as 488 units. Right? Now 350 units is my total loss. My normal loss should have been 488. Correct? So, do I have abnormal loss or do I have abnormal gain? Remember, if this number becomes negative, it is gain. So, 350 minus 488 becomes my abnormal gain of how many units? 138 units. Remember, this is not loss now. This has become gain. Gain will be in bracket. And this is my balancing figure. All right, you have to write balancing figure, otherwise you will keep thinking, how did I get this value? All right, so come back to this. Normal loss is how much? 488 units. And how much was the scrap value of normal loss? Answer is there was no scrap value mentioned in the question. That is why we are taking it 0 scrap value. And how much is the abnormal loss? We don't have abnormal loss. So I will scratch this. We don't have abnormal loss in the question. We have got what? We have got abnormal gain. I am writing with another color pen to highlight abnormal gain. Remember, this is abnormal gain. How many units? 138 units. Right? Amount, whatever we will write, will that be part of my cost? Remember, abnormal gain. It is gain, it is not a cost. All right. So while calculating total cost, I will not include abnormal gain in my total cost calculation. Right. So we will come down and we will calculate what? We'll calculate our next calculation. But before that, we will fill in data here. Process 2, how many units we are transferring to process 2? 9,400 units we are completing, we will transfer that unit. Closing stock is not mentioned, so it is 0. So first we will total the units column. Like I said, unless units column is matching, there is no point proceeding further. We will go wrong further. So 9,888 units, all right? So what we have done, 9,750 plus 138, 9,888, 9,400 plus 488. It is matching 9,888. It is matching. My debit total units and credit total units are matching. Means I am good to go to the next working note number 2. Very good. Let's continue. Working note number 2. So working note number 2. In working note number 2, we are going to calculate what? Effective cost per unit. Very good. So computation of what? Effective cost per unit. All right. We are going to calculate this. So what is the formula? Effective cost per unit for which process? Process 2 is equals to total input cost in which process? Process 2 only, minus scrap value of normal loss. Very good. Next, continue. Keep telling with me. Keep talking to me. Keep telling with me. Keep repeating with me. You will remember it. All right. Now, divided by total units of which process 2 only, all right, minus minus units of what, units of normal loss. Remember, it is normal loss only, not any other loss, is equals to total input cost. So total input cost will be how much? So total input cost will be 55,714 plus 20,000 plus 4,000 plus 10,000 plus this amount. Even if I had written, I will never add it, but I will never write it. Why? Because to write it, I need to do that calculation number 2. I have not yet done. How will I get that value? All right. So 55,714 plus 20,000 plus 4,000 plus 10,000. Total becomes 89,714. So this becomes 89,714 minus how much? Minus how much was my normal loss? 488 multiplied by how much? 0, because scrap value is not mentioned. Very good. Divided by how many units we have? We had 9,750 units minus 480 units. All right. So we will again do the denominator first in calculator. So 9,750 minus 488. Press equals to. That's it. Do not press any additional button. All right. If you have GT button, if you don't have GT button, these shortcuts will not work. So come to the numerator, 89,714 minus 0 divided by GT, divided by what I have done? GT equals. You are getting 9.68, 9.6862. So I can write 9.686, all right, per unit. This is my cost. But we will not change the value in calculator. We will not round off in calculator, because then rounding of errors will come. So in calculator, we'll press into, all right? Into. After pressing into, we will go and fill in the blanks. So first one, 138 equals. 138 equals, it comes 1,337. 6.7. So I am making it rounded off to the 1,337. Next, I will press 9,400 equals. So it becomes 910. How much it is becoming? 91051. 91051. Use this calculator shortcut. Rounding of errors will never happen. All right. So let's do the total of the debit side. So it is 55,714 plus 20,000 plus 4,000 plus 10,000 plus 1,337. So my total becomes 91,051 rupees. My credit side total becomes how much? 91,051 rupees. Comfortable? We have completed the process 2 accounts also. Now we'll go to which account? We'll go to process 3 account. Very good. We have completed process 1, process 2, and you are still with me. Means you are enjoying the video. Enjoy the video. Even if you are a little bored, it's okay. You need to work hard. You need to work hard. You need to work hard. Because tomorrow, the brighter life that you will live, you can live with pride, dignity, and honor. Work hard. Sweat hard. Let's go to the next one. Process which account? Process 3 account. All right. So again debit, again credit. This is the last account. We will be done in just another 10 minutes. All right. So here, 2 opening stock. Right? No, we forgot to write. We forgot to write particulars. Very good. We forgot to write particulars. So particulars, units, and amount. All right. So again, we'll write particulars, units, and amount. So first one, 2 opening stock. Whether we have, we do not have, my habit should be there to write opening stock. Now we'll go like a pro. Good. Yes. So to what? Process which account? Process 2 account. How many units we received? 9,400 units we received. At what price we received? 91,051 rupees. So how do you remember all this? It was showing in the calculator. I just copied it to material, to material, to material, to labor, and to what? Overheads. Very good. Now you also started remembering things. Very good, very good, very good. Let's go to the next. Material is how much? 10,000. Labor is how much? 1,000. And overheads is how much? 15,000. Very good. Let's go to the next one. You are doing really, really good. You are going ahead of me and I am loving it. So by normal loss. By normal loss. Next one by abnormal loss. Very good. Abnormal loss. Tell me the third one. By process. Process. Which account? No, no, no. No process account, because this is going to become finished goods. So by finished stock or finished goods, control account. Control account. All right. This is new for you. Next one. By closing stock. Closing stock, like we know, we don't have closing stock. As a habit, we should always write it. So normal loss, abnormal loss, we will calculate in our next working note. Working note number 1. All right. Working note number 1. What will we write? Computer analysis. Which is better word? Analysis is a better word. Use that word. So analysis of my analysis of total loss. So first we will calculate total loss of which process? P3. Total loss of which process is equals to total inputs of which process? P3 minus total output. Output of which process? Again P3. In exam, no need to write P3, P3, P2, P2. It is only for you to understand, memorize the steps so that you don't get any confusion at all. So how much is the total inputs of process 3? So my total inputs of process 3 is nothing but total output of process 2. Very good. So total output of process 2 was 9,400. How? Check out here. Here we have written second to process 2 output 9,400. Process 3 output 8,000. Process 3 output. Fine. So total output of process 3 is how much? 8,000. So how much is my total loss? 1,400 units is my total loss. Now what we'll do with this total loss? We will divide it. We will divide it into two parts. First part is which loss? Normal loss. Alright. Second part will be abnormal loss. Alright. Abnormal loss. So how much is my normal loss? We know the formula. Tell me the formula. Once last time, tell me the formula. Total inputs of which process? Of process 3. Total input process 3 multiplied by normal loss percentage of which process? Process 3 only. Very good. So how much is the total input of process 3? So total input of process 3 was 9,400 multiplied by normal loss percentage. Normal loss percentage of process 3 is given in the question. It was 10%. So multiplied by 10%. So how much? 9,400 multiplied by 10% is 940 units. So we will get abnormal loss. So 1,400 multiplied by 940 units, we get 460 units. This becomes a balancing figure, and this is what it is, a positive number, so it is abnormal loss. So now we will go to our calculation and we'll fill in the data. So normal loss is how much? 940. And what is the scrap value mentioned? Nothing. So 940 into 0 will be 0. Right? Abnormal loss 460. Remember, abnormal loss, we don't fill it now. We calculate and later we fill it. We don't fill it now. All right. So don't do this mistake that normal loss scrap value is 5 rupees, suppose. So 940 into 5, abnormal loss is 5 rupees, 460 into 5. Don't do this mistake at all. Abnormal loss, closing stock and process is calculated only after calculation of working note number 2. Till then, you have to keep the number blank. All right. So we will go to working note number 2. So working note number 2. What does working note number 2 say? So we have to calculate here what? Computation of what? Yes, computation of, you got it right. Computation of effective cost per unit. All right. Yes, you got it right. So what is the formula for effective cost per unit? Effective cost per unit is equals to total input cost. Which process we are talking about? All these we are talking about P3. All right. So input cost of P3 minus scrap value of what? Scrap value of which loss? Normal or abnormal? Normal loss. Very good. Divided by total units or input units minus units of normal loss. All right. So total input cost is how much? So we'll go and calculate what is the input cost. So input cost will be 91,051 plus 10,000 plus 1,000 plus 15,000. So total input cost is coming 1,17,051. 1,17,051 minus scrap value of normal loss. Scrap value of normal loss is how much? How many units were scrap value? Do you remember? Normal loss scrap value was 940 units. But how much was the scrap value? Into 0, because there was no scrap value given in the question. And how much is total inputs? So it was 9,000. How much? 9,400 minus units of normal loss. We have already written on numerator 940 units. Again, let's calculate calculator shortcut. So on the denominator, 9,400 minus 940. This is what you are going to do. Equals. Press equals. All right. Do not press any other button because we have GT button. Can you see here GT button? Yes. So on the numerator, it will be 1,17,051 minus 0. Minus 0. Why? Because 940 into 0 is 0. Minus 0 divided by, don't press equals after that, divided by GT. Divided by what? GT equals. All right, equals. We have got this value. How much is the value coming? 138.359. So 138.359. This is the value per unit we have got. Now, without pressing any additional button, we will press here into. And wherever balancing figures are there, where we have not filled, we are going to fill it. So first one, this one we have not filled, 8,000. Correct? It was 8,000. Yes, you remember it, right? We should have done it first. Now you are telling me. Good that you remember that this was what we had missed out. All right, 9,400. So 460 equals how much it comes? 6364. Then 8,000 equals. So it becomes 110,687. All right, 686 point something is coming. I have made it 687. All right. So now do the total of the debit side. So it is 91,051 plus 10,000 plus 1,000 plus 15,000 is equals to 1,17,051 rupees on the debit side. On the credit side also, let's see if the same amount comes. 6,364 plus 110,687. It becomes 117,051. Matching. Both sides are matching. Done. We did it. We did it together. That is important. We did it together. Done. So what was the question asking? Question was asking, calculate the cost of what? Cost of finished stock. So calculate the cost of finished stock. We have calculated the cost of finished stock. How much is the cost of finished stock? We have calculated the cost of finished stock. So my finished stock became 8,000 units. And what is the cost? 1,10,687 rupees. I hope you have understood this question. All right. If you have understood this question, in my next video, we will do more complicated question. Wherein we will prepare process 1 account, we will prepare process 2 account, we'll prepare normal loss account, abnormal loss account, normal loss account, abnormal gain account, we'll prepare income statement, profit profit and loss account. That will be much more exciting. So keep watching, keep learning, keep enjoying. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.